former leader of the last reality, escaped prisoner of the Imagined Order, and now the Seven's dedicated field tactician, the Origin, has seen a lot and been through a lot. His role and purpose in life was to destroy countless realities without mercy, but fate had something else in store for him, and now he's fighting to save all realities alongside the Seven against the vile Imagined Order. We were first introduced to the Origin in this season, Chapter 3, Season 2, but it wasn't the first time we had seen him due to the survey leaks back in Chapter 3, Season 1. Nevertheless, the Origin is probably the second most important member of the Seven, with Paradigm being the first and the Imagined as the third. The Origin's story is a bit complicated, only because we have such a minuscule amount of knowledge about the last reality, but based off of his song, we can make some solid assumptions about what happened in his past and some theories about what led him to leave TLR, aka the last reality, and if he even left and instead was overthrown. But for just getting introduced to the storyline, we know a good amount about him. So let's dive into his story and discuss every key element in the Origin's backstory.
Y'all see him now, right? A member of the Seven, but it hasn't been easy. Let me tell you his progression.
Now, I'd like to first begin with the Origin's reign over the last reality and discuss a theory about what I think happened and why he left. Now, we know because of the Origin's Anthem music pack that the Origin used to be the previous ruler of the last reality, as mentioned in music pack.
King of the Cubes.
But it also mentioned in the Anthem that he had all the power, meaning he may have lost some of it, but not all, because we can clearly see that his skin still has this flame cube power on his head and hands. But if you look at his skin, it's blue, and if you look at when he was king, it was actually purple, so that may mean something. And this can be further backed up because if he still had all that power, then he definitely wouldn't have been captured by the Imagined Order, and most likely would have put the last reality to rest, sort of, and closing it from all other realities so the cubes wouldn't be able to destroy any more realities. So what I believe currently is that he lost some of his power when he left his role as king, and that power transferred to the Cube Queen. Perhaps whoever becomes the ruler of the last reality gains more power because they are the ruler, not just because they possess it. Let's move on to how he left or what may have caused it. What we know from the music pack is that he himself just walked away. It says, but he didn't realize the cubes devour, he walked away. Knowing Fortnite, I highly doubt that he just said, I'm a head out, and literally left the reality to itself to choose their new leader. Something else had to have happened. If we take a closer look at the Origin's loading screen, you can see that he is getting blasted by this blue beam while still being king. And we know that the Cube Queen has this blue colored power. Just take a look at her hands, or her entire set. It's this white and blue theme that she has. So what I've concluded from all of this is that the Cube Queen, before she was queen, noticed that the Origin was getting more hesitant about destroying realities. And one day she decided to overthrow him. She could have just been a random member of the last reality with these powers, but I highly doubt that. I believe that she may have been the Origin's right hand and was sort of the co-leader or a powerful warrior of the last reality, always being beside him during every destruction or invasion of a reality. And I also feel like when the last reality was choosing their leader, they were most likely looking for a powerful being that is capable to lead the reality, not be hesitant to destroy other realities, showing no mercy and showing confidence and no flaws. And I believe that heavily applies to the Cube Queen, hence why she became the leader of TLR and not some random nobody. Now that's my theory about how I think he lost his role as ruler of the last reality, but let's now move on and discuss the rest of his intriguing story. We know that after leaving the last reality, the Origin was then captured by the Imagined Order. It says in the music pack,
he walked away, but it was no use. The IO had him cornered, so he suffered abuse. They had him locked down, my crown. They put him under pressure, but he said, I ain't down.
Let's think about this for a moment. The former ruler of the last reality got captured by the Imagined Order. This means we are either underestimating the Imagined Order's power, or the Origin did lose some of his power after leaving the last reality. But the one that is most likely is that he lost some of his power, which backs up my theory previously, because we've seen the IO in action. They are very capable of doing crazy things and taking stuff over, but then a couple of seconds later they get completely demolished by whoever they were after, for example the Seven and also the Origin in this case. In his music pack, the narrator says,
my man was cornered, there was no way out, so we found extended a hand, and now all the loopers follow his.
Now from that part of the song alone, we get a lot of lore about the origin. When the narrator says, "My man was cornered, there was no way out, found another angle, one they wouldn't doubt." I believe the other angle was actually a traitor, or maybe a double agent within the Imagined Order at the time that would help the Origin escape. Sort of like Jones, but not as stupid as Jones. And I really do think that it may have been the Singularity, or as we all know her by her name in the 7, the Paradigm. Now I'm 50-50 on this theory, but I do believe the Singularity did work for both the Imagined Order and the 7 in the past and was sorta a double agent, hence why the Paradigm description is her allegiance is unknown. The reason why it said one they wouldn't doubt is because they wouldn't expect the Singularity to betray them since she was in such high ranks in the Imagined Order. I mean, she did protect the vault, am I right? I'm not going to keep on going on about this theory though. I just wanted to mention it because we got to get to the rest of the Origin's backstory. So I'll leave it for you guys to discuss in the comments below. So after escaping from the grasp of the Imagined Order, the Origin was finally free, and he happened to come across the 7. And if my theory was right, then the Singularity gave him coordinates to find the 7 and join them in a fight against the Imagined Order. Or I'm completely wrong and he literally just came across them and it was just fate or destiny, you know what I'm saying? And which he did, and is now a very important character in the Fortnite storyline. If you guys haven't heard the full music pack of the Origins anthem, or would like to listen to it again, you can hear him begging, just stressing that the war needs to end between the 7 and the IO, because if it does not end, then something extremely dangerous will happen, and it will most likely be the end of reality, as mentioned by the Origin over 1 million times in that music pack. At this current moment in time, we know that the scientist has beef with the Origin hates the Paradigm, and does not want her help whatsoever. Here are some clips proving this.
It is her! The Paradigm is still out there, and she has just sent the solution to our problems! I gotta tell the Origin about this. He'll be happy, I hope. So, telling the Origin about the Paradigm's new weapon went as well as you'd expect. That guy's always saying, "This could be the end of our reality." And yet, he holds on to petty grudges that make reality harder to save. I am sick of the infighting. Paradigm has a plan, and we need to try it. Drop these schematics off at the scientist's lab, incognito. You know, to protect the Origin's fragile ego.
As you can tell, the Origin has a lot of issues with the Paradigm, and the reason for that is because he has a bunch of trust issues, probably because of what Paradigm did in the past. Also, if you take a look at the Spire Guardian's armor and compare it to the Origin's armor when he was king, it looks very similar, and her description is Guardian of a world beyond reality, which may be the last reality perhaps? And yes, I'm aware they had connections with the IO, but maybe that is because the IO captured them and forced the Spire Guardians to work for them, but previously they were warriors of the last reality during the Origin's reign. I guess all we can really do now is just wait and see what will happen next and what Mr. Mustard has in store for us. If you guys have made it this far, please consider subscribing if you enjoy these type of videos, because I upload them frequently. Thank you guys for watching. A like is appreciated, and please consider using my code Rezztro in the item shop. That would be awesome. Thanks again for watching, guys, and see you in the next one. Bye.